Hello YouTube, it's been a little bit, but I am back and I'm ready to share leg day with you. So it is a heavier leg day. We're gonna hit some big compound movements. So I'm gonna take you inside and we'll get started. Here we go. So before we go into the gym, I also wanted to show you some of the supplements that I use around my workout. So I'm restocking my desk drawer, so I thought this would be a perfect time to show you guys. So this is one of my favorite pre-workouts from HD Muscle. It is a non-stim, so it doesn't have that caffeine in it, which is really nice because it still gives you the energy and helps with the pump. But I already drink coffee during the day, so I don't necessarily need more caffeine before my workout. And a non-stim is also really good to have if you're someone who works out later in the day in the evening and you don't want it to affect your sleep. And then, so I'll drink this on my way to the gym before, and then during my workout, I like to use this Intra HD. It has electrolytes and also some EAAs, so it's really good to kind of keep that energy going through your whole workout. And then of course, once I'm done at the gym, I will have a protein shake from them. They have lots of great flavors, but two of my favorite are probably the birthday cake and the chocolate peanut butter. If you are interested in giving these a try, I will put the link down below and you can use my code BAYDAWN, BAYDAWN. I'll go ahead and put it on the screen too to save you a little bit of money at checkout. So before I start any leg day, I like to make sure that I'm warmed up and I've moved my hips and my knees through all ranges of motion just to help prevent injury and make sure I'm ready for my first exercise. So I did speed up this video so that you guys didn't have to sit through a long time of me doing band work and range of motion. So the first one that you saw, I do almost every single leg day, was just like a monster walk to the side with the band right above my knee. This next one is just some kickbacks just to get some blood flowing to the glutes. So my warm-up can vary each time, be a little bit longer or shorter, just depending on how tight or stiff I feel. So I always like to do some squats, keeping that band on there, putting some pressure out. This one's really good to move your hip through the full range of motion. I just like to do a couple on each side to make sure there's no catches there. And then get down on the floor, do some 90-90s. And as you open up, you can put those hands out in front of you. Some more hip work. Leg days are a lot of hinges and squats and lunges, so I just like to make sure that everything is super warm and ready to go, especially since this is like a mid-morning workout, so I haven't really been on my feet all day or anything like that. So the first workout I got in today is a reverse lunge. Now this one, I am putting a little bit of extra focus on the mind to muscle connection. So not really trying to max out the weight here. I went for 15 reps on each side, taking a nice big step back, trying to make sure that most of my weight is on that front foot. That is the foot that is doing all the work here. I try not to, press off that back leg too much, making sure that the front leg is doing most of the action. Another thing you'll notice with these ones is I don't tap my foot in the front. This is just to help keep constant tension on that working glute there. Nice big step back, slight forward lean, making it more glute focused and warming me up for my next exercise. My next exercise was a sumo deadlift. I focused on making this my heavy lift today. So pulling 315 for 8 reps. I had 3 working sets here, and then for my very last 4th set, I did a back off set, which is where I just reduced the weight, focused really hard on form, mind muscle connection, and just kind of made sure that everything felt good to finish it off. So for that last set, I actually backed it all the way down to 135 and did 15 reps. Had to make sure to include a hip thrust in here too. So I have recently found that I really like to do hip thrusts barefoot. I feel like I get my feet better planted into the floor. And even though most of the weight is in my heels, allowing me to really squeeze up with my glutes, my toes aren't leaving the ground, which makes me feel more planted. So that could be something you might want to try with these. Moving on to a cable kickback. Now, there are so many ways to do a glute cable kickback. This one, I'm slightly bent over, and as I'm pressing back, I'm really focusing on trying to kick back through my heel. You'll also notice that I'm not overextending my leg back, so I'm just kicking back so far that I can feel my glute fully contract. I'm not extending my knee straight. Sometimes when you see people extend their knee all the way straight back and try to get parallel to the floor, you'll also see them round their lower back. And so they'll start to work more of that lower back instead of keeping all the tension in the glute. So that's one thing I'm really mindful of with these is just making sure that my glute is the main muscle doing the work here and I'm not feeling it in that lower back. So if you are a personal training client of mine, you will recognize this little glute finisher. I've had many of you do it at the end of your workout. So this one is great to kind of finish off the glutes, get some of those abductors in there. So it's a circuit that I go run for 2 to 3 minutes, just depending on the day. So there's 10 reps where you pulse out at the bottom, 10 bridges, keeping constant tension on the band, and then holding it at the top for 10. So you just continue to go through that circuit until your time is up. So really a good way to finish with some fire and make sure that there's nothing left in the tank. And some stretching. So this is one thing that I know a lot of people skip out on, but yet it's super important. So don't skip out on your stretching, even if you're just staying for like 5 to 10 minutes to stretch out afterwards. So this one here is a hamstring stretch where I'm really stretching the hamstrings through all ranges of motion. You see me go straight on to the outside and to the inside. When I go to the inside with this one, I actually try to keep my hips somewhat on the ground so that you're getting more of that stretch in the hip and not the lower back. I'll do one for the lower back later. This one is kind of more hamstring specific. So this is a thread the needle. This one is really great to stretch out those glutes, especially after they worked super hard. This video is also set to 2 times the speed, just so that you guys weren't waiting through a long video. So here's a good lower back stretch. And then we'll get up and do some more hamstring. So some of my clients have noticed that I've started putting in full stretching routines at the end of their workouts too, since so many were skipping out on doing it by themselves. So, even on your rest days, guys, taking some time to go through a full stretching routine. There's a really good yoga app called Down Dog 2 that if you want to check out, it allows you to set the time for how long you want to do it. So even if you only have 10 minutes, you can set it for 10 minutes and what area you want to focus to stretch on. It's a good way to hold yourself accountable to a stretching and flexibility routine. And that is a wrap. Thank you guys so much for coming along today. I hope you guys enjoyed getting a little peek into my workouts. Please like, comment, and subscribe, and we'll catch you next time.